Jurassic World Dominion is the grand finale to the massive Jurassic franchise, starting all the way back in 1993 with the iconic Jurassic Park, and over the past few days I've been watching through all the movies in anticipation for this one. Now, I love some of them and I hate some of them, and I hated Fallen Kingdom, so my expectations for this movie were not that high. All I wanted it to be was better than that one and number 3, because I also hate number 3. But I have to say, it's a mixed bag overall, but I enjoyed it. I know everybody has different opinions on this movie, and I can see why. There are a ton of problems with it, but there's also a bunch of really great stuff in it. And I will not talk spoilers in this video, although I do recommend going to watch the movie before you watch reviews, because some of the stuff with the plot could kind of give away little details, not even like intentionally. You'll just realize as you're watching the movie that if you watch a review, it'll kind of spoil it. I haven't watched any other reviews, but I just assume so. But of course, it's been marketed as the grand finale for the Jurassic franchise, and yeah, I could say there are things about it that definitely feels like it ends off, but I assume in another 20-ish years we'll get another one, which wouldn't surprise me, and that doesn't have to do with the plot or anything like that, but that's just how studios work. But I would say, as a film that's supposed to be the end of a great franchise, or a grand franchise, I think that at times it delivered, but overall not so much. It didn't exactly wrap everything up in the way that you would expect, but it was nice seeing a lot of these characters back. Obviously, you have the trio from that first film, which is, of course, iconic and honestly a perfect movie. There's not a single scene wasted in the original 1993 movie, Jurassic Park. Obviously, you guys have already seen it, and you know how good it is. So it's really nice seeing these characters back, and Ian is just awesome. Jeff Goldblum is just the best, and what they decide to do with the other two of the original trio is okay, I guess. I mean, the whole idea of what they're trying to get them to do isn't really the best. Like, I don't really like that plot, but every time we spent with the characters, it was just their interactions with each other that I really enjoyed, and then talking about the modern people like Owen and stuff like that. Again, it's not really a movie about dinosaurs for a lot of it, which is weird, and I totally understand that people don't like, and there were times where I was like, okay, is this really a Jurassic World movie at times? Because all the action sequences with the dinosaurs are amazing, and I will get to that, but they have the dinosaurs really step back, and I know a lot of people have said that, but it's true. It's really about finding certain things, and again, I don't want to get into it, but it was enjoyable, but it didn't really feel like a Jurassic World movie, and it was 2.5 hours, and it did not drag on at all. The last film was super boring, and I really hate that movie. It's so boring, there's nothing interesting about it, but they take some of the characters, like Macy, or I think that's her name, from the last one, and they make her more interesting in a way, but some of the reveals they don't really make that much sense. But I do want to talk about some of the positives, because I did enjoy this movie. I will say I did enjoy it. It is 2 hours and 30 minutes, or 2 hours 27 or whatever. It's 2.5 hours, and it's a lot of fun. There really wasn't any scenes that I found myself dozing off in like some of the other films. There really isn't a dull moment, I would say. Sometimes some of the writing is a little bit off, and you're like, did they really just say that? Okay, that's a little weird, but whatever. But all the action sequences are incredible. The dinosaur fight sequences, as always, are just really great. As much as I don't like the last film, I think that the first act of Fallen Kingdom has some great sequences with the dinosaurs. All the special effects looks great and stuff. That's just stuff you've come to expect, but there is just this exhilarating scene of course, on a motorbike with some other dinosaurs, and the way it kind of goes around. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I like the introduction of some of the new dinosaurs here, and I think that it was just like some of the stuff that we had missed out on the last films I just added on here, and I really enjoyed that. And there are some bittersweet moments, and I really thought they worked. I think that as a conclusion to a massive franchise, it may not have been what people expect, and there are definitely things that don't wrap up in the way you would expect, and that's not exactly the best because there are some unanswered questions, I will say, but I did enjoy my time with it. I'm gonna be completely honest, completely transparent here. I did not go in with high expectations. I was expecting this movie to suck, like the last one, not because of anybody in it or stuff like that, just because of what happened in the last one. I was like, how are they gonna fix it? And I will say, for the most part, they fixed it, but it is overall a mixed bag for me. There are things that are great about it. The action sequences are great. Some of the emotional moments hit, and I loved seeing the original characters together again, and their interactions with each other are great. Jeff Goldblum has a ton of hilarious scenes, as always. He's my favorite Jurassic Park character, so it's just cool to see, but sometimes the story just is bloated, and they try to connect everything, and sometimes it feels a little bit too rushed, even though you have 2 hours and 30 minutes to do it. So I recommend seeing it and forming an opinion of your own. Don't go read everybody else's because everybody thinks different things about the film, but I enjoyed it. Jurassic World Dominion may be unfocused and messy, but I cannot deny that I had a blast with it. The story is bloated, but the characters here really help carry the film. It was an odd choice though to put the dinosaurs in the back seat, but I never found myself drifting off. It's a mixed bag overall, but one I wouldn't mind revisiting. I'm going to give Jurassic World Dominion a 3 out of 5. My score could totally change after a rewatch or something. I could like it a lot more, I could like it a lot less. I find that as more people are seeing it, they're starting to like it a lot less, but I guess we'll just see in the future. I am interested to know if there is going to be another one in like 20 years. There's not going to be anything anytime soon, but let's see what they do with the franchise, if this really is the epic conclusion or whatever. But if you've seen the film, let me know what you think of it down below, and I will see you guys next time. Over and out.